Hey. Hey, what up, everybody? Give me 1 second. Let me get set up. Yo. Let me get this link in the Discord to the Cash Lane crew. Copy. Bow. Oh, wow. Oh, whoa. Wade in the water. Till the water goes deep. What up, everybody? I'll give some folks some time to get up and, you know. We're going to be talking about the Fed today. As you can see, I don't have any major topics today other than this. The CPI is 7.5. At least that's what the government trying to tell us. That was pretty rickety, right? They're telling us it's 7.5, that inflation, what you're feeling right now in your pockets, that you've only seen 7.5% inflation. Has nothing to do with anything you've seen at the gas pumps, nothing to do with what you've seen in food. Beef alone, beef prices alone, I think are up like 24%. Right? So we're going to go freestyle on this one, man. I'm going to do what I do when I MC sometimes. I'm going to freestyle this one. Because it's crazy, right? Because to sit there, and I just have to put the word CP5, 7.5, right, and go into the news. And you can see immediately, CPI inflation climbs 7.5%. Right, so then if we look at just searching for not that, right, let's go beef. Inflation, all right, let's just do beef because I'm intimately, pause, dealing with this situation. We're dealing with it, my girl mostly, in the food industry. This is one of our businesses. And we, like right here, CNBC is talking about in November, prices were up 20% in November for beef. Right, and now let's not even deal with beef inflation on the CPI, right? Here we go. I need to add this to our economic data. Consumer price index. No, this isn't what I'm looking for. Yeah, no, this isn't it. This isn't it. No. Let's see. CPI meets 2022 M1 results. Okay. I think I need to save this right here. Let's see. Food. 0.5, 0.9 at home. Gasoline, all types. They're saying gasoline is down. This can't be right. Hold on. Let me go. This can't be what I was looking for. I need it in percentages. Meatflation. Wow. Here we go. Uncooked meat state surged by 24.9%. Forbes. Okay, hold up. I told you, I'm just freestyling. I'm showing you how I'm looking for some information. So what I'm doing is I'm looking up beef inflation CPI data, and starting to look at what is the actual real inflation that we're seeing. So, and try to see if there's any way for us to find the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. CPI PDF. Ah, there you go. Right. So if this copy link address, y'all, hold up. V, enter. All right, there we go. So now we can actually look at this CPI info. Let's look. All of this crap is crap. Let's see what all they got. Do they have a summation of this data? Let's just see if there's any tables. I should have screenshotted some of the stuff that I'd seen on other people's stuff. Hold on. Let me get some shite. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it I only want the last week. That way we can limit all the BS. High meat prices push inflation to 7.5. Grocery price spike in January. 7.4% in meat prices. They're saying 7.4%. 7.5 over a year ago. See, the data keeps flipping, right? Because you just saw 20% in November, right? So they keep fudging these numbers, y'all. So that's why I said this is hard when you're dealing with Pauls, when you're dealing with how you're trying to calculate what's going on. And why is this even important? And why am I doing this? I want y'all to start understanding why I, as a businessman, hello, how you doing? I'm trying to run my business, right? And as I'm trying to run my business, I know I have to deal with clients, right? My clients are going to be, I have to look at, if I'm going to be marketing somebody. So let's say I'm marketing a tech company. Now, what are their expenses? How much disposable income do they have? How much actual capital do they have? How much working capital do they have? Are they living off of debt? If they hire me today, how long are they going to be able to work with me long term? Or do they need, like, quote unquote, instant gratification? So what I'm doing is I'm looking at what's the feasibility for businesses? What feasible way are they going to have to deal with the numbers? So as a businessman, if I have a building and I have people traveling to a building, and then I know that they're going to have to pay gas to get to said building, and they're going to have to go out to eat, right? So they're going to a restaurant, and if that restaurant is raising their prices because that restaurant has an increase of freaking food costs that is kicking them in the ass, and they've got to pass it to somebody. And that's just food costs. It has nothing to do with we got to raise everybody's rate of income. But the rate of income that we're doing ain't even keeping up to the inflation rate. If you want to sit there and say it's 7.5%, which we know is BS. Like, the way that they literally disrespect intelligence. Like, we're not able to read at all. Right? So look at this. Tyson raises meat prices amid labor shortage and inflation. So that's 5 days ago. When does that roll down? We know what rolls downhill, right? So when does that roll down? Typically 6 months, maybe instantaneous. We don't know. But is that now that's chicken prices. So when I'm dealing with, when we're dealing with right now is, we have a portion of our business that's dealing with corporate, right? We do corporate clientele. We deliver to corporate businesses. And I can tell you with firsthand knowledge, that businesses as of 2018, 2019 in Atlanta have been emptying. Facto. Like, with my own eyes, I've talked to people that work in the buildings when I was doing service with my lady, having to manage that portion of the business for her while I was getting, this is after I was laid off. So I was like, okay, her business is up, my business is down. I got to help her business. So I became a manager to help her. I took ownership of that. It's humbling. Real talk. It's humbling when you've got to work for your lady. Bruh, that's humbling. But I also flipped it on its head, right? I had to sit there and be humble about that because, shoot, the Most High will shake you out and you've got to come bare naked in front of him. So I had to ease my pride on that crap and put my pride to the side and say, okay, my shorty has got this covered right now. I got to work this angle with her. But that allowed me, by working for her, allowed me to be in these buildings to see what was going on in all these buildings. We did hundreds of corporate buildings. And I can tell you, empty. They were fighting hard to fill these buildings. That's when I knew WeWork was in problems. I wish I could. I wish I was back into shorting back then. I just didn't care about the market anymore. And that's the problem, is that we've gotten stuck for bullish and we don't really know what the truth is anymore. And also what we have to understand is that after because I already know my stream's going to probably get problems with this. After Una Sanctum operations, that's the best way I can put it. With Una Sanctum operations, we already know the dealio, right? We already know the cost to pay the boss, like, give unto Caesar what Caesar's type beat, right? So the thing is, we, again, don't know who this new Caesar is going to be, but we do understand that we still got taxes to pay, and it's getting harder as inflation rises up. Now, my mom, bless her, she made sure to invest, and she taught me about investing. And that one thing I'm so thankful that not only her and the people she worked for, because again, remember, my mom was a nurse, and my mom's side hustle was what she used to invest her money with. So that's what I learned. Take your side hustle and put that to work. And my mom worked her ass off. And I do the same exact thing. I am her child. I immediately do the same thing. I will work a job, and then I will make sure that I have a side hustle to be able to do something. I typically invest in me rather than another company, because especially over the last few years, when a company is not doing well, but the stock keeps going up, and then a company that is doing well, the stock is going down, it's like the manipulation. And the amount of debt that they've been using on margin to manipulate the market, it's coming to roost. I'm gonna show you right now. Like y'all, the reason why they don't want to raise, they don't want people to really know what the numbers are, is because if they really know what the numbers are, they would understand the house of cards is on teeter. It's teetering. I want to show you the amount of margin floating in the system. I do this sometimes. I want y'all to see this. Like, this is margin accounts. Now, again, look how they don't want to give you no new data. This is from third quarter 2021. We have to wait to get fourth quarter numbers, which means this is a lagging indicator. We don't know how far down this is going to have dropped to show us how many people got shook out of the market from margin. But there's a lagging indicator. It's a quarterly lagging indicator. So you can't see how bad things are, but you can see how high. And look, when these things were at certain levels, you see it's going higher and higher, but we don't have a gray yet because we're in the midst of the BS. We in the midst of the shit, my man. Right? Now, hedge funds, how much margin accounts and liabilities are up? Again, second quarter 2021. So you can see how lagging this is. They don't want people to see this shit. They really don't want them to know the real. Let's go with inflation numbers right here. Let's go with if you went back to 1990 and did inflation back then, we'd be over 10%. If we use the numbers they used back in 1980, we'd be over 15%. Period. Y'all, the fact that, and this is something that nobody's taking into consideration, and why I put this up, why I'm focused on this. Y'all, do y'all understand these companies? And I'm not even talking about, let's not deal with people, though people are hurt in general, but people are hurt from where more than? more so, is companies laying off people. So let me show you what happens when things get tight. This is what I realized when I was at Citibank in 2004. I felt it. 2003, excuse me. 2003, because I left in 2004. It was around between 2002 to 2003, I felt it, and I left Citibank in 2004. Like, I was out. I was like, you know what? I got to get out of here. Something's off. And then I moved to Georgia. And then we had the 2007, 2008, few years later. And then I realized why they were tightening. Same thing went down in 2016. Before the 2018 pop, right? I saw tightening. Venture capital money was tightening. Same thing I was seeing in New York, but it was before I left in 2013. The same thing was happening in New York, but my tightening was my job refused to give me a raise, and my rent every year was going up by, if not 3, if not 5%. And then I would need a car plus gas, and there was no way. So I was like, well, shoot, I made y'all millions of dollars with my software. Millions, y'all. Like, I'm not, like, look, let me show you something. I want you to see why. Pause, but for real, I want to show you something. And this is kind of why, like, my girl, she gets me now more so because she understands why I am the way I am and why I say y'all just got to focus. You can work for somebody, you can build their software, but never forget you work for you. You are self-employed. You're an independent contractor always. You can be inside a job. I will get a job. I will be an employee. Remote now. I ain't going to be in your office for the Pokemon. For the Pokemon. I ain't doing with that. Or Transformers. Like, no. I can work remotely. I have a better internet access than you do. And I don't need to travel 12 hours. I don't have to lose 12 hours of my day to do it. Right? Not anymore. We ain't got to commute to another building. That's stupid. And if all you need is broadband, then get a business line in your house and write it off in your taxes. Crush them. Right? Because that's what people don't understand. Business lines are basically what used to be the server infrastructure. Right? So when you get a business line in your house, you basically have this, you could build a server in your house if you wanted to. Dig me? We're going into what? The information age. Excuse me. Sorry, we just left the information age. We're going into the Internet of Things age, where computers make money. People don't, y'all. In this age, it's about the machines making money. And what I realized is I was working for Canon, right? And I want to show you why I am the way I am and why I left. And I know my boss can see this, so it's all good. We've had a discussion about this. My former boss. And I want to show you. All right, so check this out. I was doing close to 60 grand there, right? I want to show you why you have to understand the value of you. When I first started working for them, they had something called the government contracts, right? So I'm going to tell you innately how the government works, because I've worked with the government as a military personnel, and as in the bank, we had government contracts. And when I was a Canon, we were doing government contracts. They had something called the GSA schedule, right? Let me show you this. This is the government schedule contract, right? You can become a contractor for the government on the GSA schedule. This is the price point of all assets you can sell to the government, right? So there is a unified price. This way you can't just swindle the government. There is one big price sheet. So when they say that the screws cost this much and that cost this much, this schedule just makes sure that it's reasonable. So there is a universal way to buy goods across all government contracts. Federal, state, local, all of them get access to the schedule, right? Now, in this, we sold copiers. Now, once you get this contract, this is one contract that can generate multiple contracts from them. So you can get state contracts for, let's say, schools. So we can put printers in schools. We can put printers in government agencies, like, your downtown, like the copiers that you would see when you go to the judicial offices, right? Or if you go to any of the courts, like this is, or if you go to, like I said, schools, if you go to universities, state, federal agencies, all of this is where that is done, is on this schedule. Now, when I first got there, there was this is the main schedule. So we had to make this main catalog for all of our printer goods. And then once we had this main catalog, this one catalog, to be able to get this done, we had to do this, I think, quarterly, I want to say. And to update this, it used to be done by a team in DC before I got hired. And then when I got hired, one of the reason why I got hired is my boss said, well, here's your problem, right? And this is what I need fixed. And I haven't found anybody that can do this for me. I have this schedule that I'm now, and it's been thrown in my lap, that we have to make this catalog. And the catalog has to have pictures and all this stuff. And right now it takes 3 months to do this. It can't take that long anymore. So I was like, well, all right, well, if anything, I can figure out how to build a robot and I can do it for you. That's how I got the job, because I had automation on my end. So again, I always use the trigger of automation, and that always got me a job besides being a web developer. Again, I use WordPress to get through the door. And then I use Dreamweaver to be able to write PHP with the program that Wappler had created. The same company that did Wappler had a program and extension inside Dreamweaver, so I was able to use Dreamweaver to ad hoc my way into writing PHP code for, it's again, hack. You got to hack your life, y'all. Right? So what I did was this GSA schedule, I had contracts. So now I had this one book that I had to make sure went from 3 months to create, and I had to get down faster than that. Get this done in a week's time. Why? Because he said, not only would you have this contract you would have to do, but I have at least about 10 to 15 more that would get on your plate. So now think about that. I've just gone ahead and gotten this job, and I'm going to have to figure out how to at least be able to scale it to 10 of these catalogs. Now, I figured out how to do it. It was ad hoc. I used a MySQL. I used some pieces of software that I had to obtain the way I had to obtain it, and I got the job done. And the end product was a PDF. Now, this is why I say you've got to value yourself. I could not get a raise. I never asked for it, but when you understand the value, when I did the math of what I was able to do for them, it blew my mind. And the fact that they sat there and looked me in the face and not only never gave me one iota of any bonuses, but I couldn't even get a freaking raise. Like, I couldn't get a promotion, nothing. And I'm going to show you your value when you don't value you. Okay? Watch this. Let's go back to this calculator. So now I'm going to do something very simple. I'm going to say, let's just say a contract makes $100,000 a year. I'm just going to say it makes $100,000. We know that state contracts are well in advance more than $100,000 a year, but I want to start at a baseline so you can understand that I had one contract on my desk that I knew that it was $100,000 that was made in the transaction. Now, at the time that I did this math, when I was just told that yet again, I was going to not only not get my promotion, but I was going to have a manager who's going to manage 2 people, me and one other freaking person who's been there longer than me. So you're going to take one other person and slap them on top of 2 other people? I was like, no, I don't want a manager over me. I'm supposed to be the manager. I make more money than this guy. Watch. So let's just say I got $100,000 and I've got 40 freaking contracts. I've made them in a year $4 million. Y'all, they've been using my shit for the last 10 years. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't matter if you think you're important to these people, you're not. It doesn't matter how much money you bring to the table. You see that number in front of you, right? Didn't matter. I couldn't even get $1,000 raise, y'all. Not even $1,000 a month, $1,000 a year. That's why I left. That's why I came back to Georgia, and that's why I started focusing on my next thing. Right around 2016, I got hit with what y'all are going through right now. I realized I was in the gig economy again. I no longer had WordPress to be a leverage to get jobs anymore because anybody could now do that. You could spin it up on Amazon for $5. It ain't a thing anymore. So now my edge was gone when the CEOs can spin up their own damn WordPress sites and maintain them themselves, and then just send it to a friend in India, Fiverr type beats. So now I have no competitive edge with that software. So what do I have to do? I got to find something new. And you got to find something new again. And you got to find something new again and again and again and again. And what you realize is it never frickin' stops. But such is business. Such is the waters that be, and commerce is nothing but turbulent storms tearing at your frickin' soul. When you have to let go people, when you have to lay off people, it rips your soul out, especially if they have families. Especially when you can't do about it. And you think that a business owner don't hear the lies? You don't think some of these landlords don't hear the lies? They're dealing with it too. And some of them are just on a hair's edge of collapse themselves, and the real top don't give two damns about that neither. Y'all look up the Georgia Guidestones. Y'all look that up. And look at the first thing that they say. I ain't doing it to limit my channel, but y'all do that on your own. Do your own research. I want you to do something else for yourself, because 15% inflation is low to what we're probably living through right now. And they say, oh, it's going to deflate. It's going to deflate. It doesn't matter if it deflates. It's going to deflate. Yes, the price is going to go down in time. Why? People don't understand that the price is no different than the stock market. The price for grain, what you buy at the store, it's part of a market. It's a commodities market. And when people are on a hair's trigger with all the debt and inflation, they can try to keep it at zero, but they can't. This a fraction of a point up, we're going to do a quarter basis point every time we talk in the next 6 months. Are you serious? Okay. Y'all forgot Volcker he slapped 20% on him. He's like, I got you, bang. And that shit went down. Go back to the 80s. This guy, the Tony Bandana, Jerome Powell, has been feeding cocaine to the system, y'all. That cocaine spiked November of last year, and there was no more stimmies for Timmy. And they can't keep it up. Like, y'all, nobody really just takes that consideration. Like, I look at Bitcoin as the bellwether, the canary in the coal mine, y'all. Y'all remember back in June when we were talking, and I was telling you, we're going to 100K, right? I knew inside and out because that was, hey, that's just the way it plays. That's what Bitcoin does. And then when it didn't do it, y'all know, I was like, wait, something's wrong. And if you go back to watch how I did the videos, hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Let me jump over right here. Right here. Here it is. Hold on. Give me a second. No. Jump wrong one. Where are you? Oh, you're messing with me. Hold on, y'all. It's trying to. Where are my charts? Charts. Don't tell me it closed all my charts. I'm going to be real mad in a minute. Oh, no, it didn't. It's right there. But that's not the charts I'm looking for. Damn it. It did close my other screen. Burn up. show you this. This chart here. Right here. Transformer crash. All right. No stimmies for in this chart here. Where's the economic data? There it is. Oh, wrong one. Economic data right here. Go to here's the security assets. Everything's securitized. Here's our loans that are all securitized. But what I am looking for, the personal savings accounts. Boom. Now, here's your stimmies. Pop, stimmy, pop. Bank accounts back on bang, right? So this is 2020 through 2021 April, right? When we hit June, July, October, we're right around here. So boom. So let's just say July 2021, November 2019. All right, December 20 yeah. All right. So January, let's go January 2020 through January 2021. Now let's go back to the market. Bow. Let's go back over here to the S&P 500. Bow. Let's now scroll into the weeks because I want to be able to just look at these weeks. Actually, go to months so I can narrow this. We can see more of the data really fast. All right. So now we're going to come out of 2019, right? 2019. Boom. April 2020. Remember, January 2020. Let's go back to that data, right? 2019, January 2020, February 2020, March 2020. So stimmies start coming in March. Stimmies start coming in March. April. It starts, right? Starts from April 2021. December 2021 is the top, right? So let's say August, right here is August. September and August, you see kind of like a little stoppage right here around August time frame. It kind of slows down. August, September. August, September. August, September. Right here, there's no more money. We're on the down slope of everybody's dumping their money into here. And then it doesn't ever matter anymore by October 21. Right here, October. This is the end of it at October. Boom. Yeah, there's a little bit of money in December, but this bump is the people cashing out. These are the inside sellers selling out November and December. And this is what we're not dealing with. There is no more money in our bank accounts to pump this market, to pump this market, Bitcoin, and everything that's attached to all the other markets out there, not to mention options market. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, you see how much money has been dispensed, and then something hit me, right? What is derivatives for? Derivatives are to take away money from you putting it into actual commodities that you're betting on the price up or down. Right? Let me explain. I'm doing a derivative play right now with my robots. Right now, I took these portions of my robots and bought my FTM short this week. So I had about a few $100s worth of profit. I threw it into the FTM shorts because volatility is my friend. And as you can see by the daily average that these bots are doing, I think I'm doing past okay with inflation. If it hits 15%, I think I'm okay. This is what I had to look at. Now, to do the bots, I'm telling you right now, it can get expensive. Why? Because to be able to do this properly, I now also have to work with being able to manage all my trades. I'm actually looking at a company called, hold on one second. Let me do this off window real fast. Hold on. To make sure I'm logged in. But I also don't want my screen jumping out on there. All right. Let me log out real fast And let me go back to the main page. And let me just delete this. All right. That's good. Come back, y'all. So, this company is the one I'm looking at. This is Coin Tracking. This is the company I'm actually looking at to, as you can see, you can get all of your data from all of your accounts placed into this one place. They also handle taxes. So one of the things they also have is a service, because you can't, like, the way that the numbers come in, it don't come in right all the time. So I'm gonna have to spend a couple grand to actually get the service set up so that all of my short positions are taken care of properly. So like all of these trades that are happening, like I'm doing, like you see, there's 62 transactions here. I got 223 transactions here, 165 transactions here, 185 transactions here. So this adds up, and I have tax implications for all of these transactions. So that's why I'm using that other software or getting that software set up. So like I said, I've got to pay for them to be able to track everything properly. But once I have this set up, I'll be able to start scaling. And I want to be, like I told y'all, I'm setting up to be a mining facility. It's called liquidity mining. This is liquidity mining, and I'm setting up everything in a transparent way so that y'all can see, like, oh, what is he doing? This makes no sense. Yes, it makes sense. It's volatility. The bet is this is all money being taken away from Bitcoin. If I put money over here, money is not going into Bitcoin, right? So they have suppressed Bitcoin's price by giving options to gamble. Now, what I do is I don't care about the gamble. I understand that Bitcoin has a cycle, so I know we're in crypto winter. So I took the short position early in January, and my shorts have been profitable. Now, what I've just done is took the shorts I already took and said, well, why don't I make money while I'm holding them? So now I just make money holding the assets, liquidity, being the liquidity. I'll trade in and out of this pair. All right. Now, what's my next phase? I'm going to be on this side of the trade, the long side of the trade. As the prices come down, I'll start accumulating these. Right? So as Bitcoin's price falls, the long price goes down. I'll show you on the charts, right? So you can understand. Let me go over here to my charts, and I'm going to show you the Bitcoin short position, right? I mean, the Bitcoin position. So Bitcoin was supposed to go down. We're going to use January. This is in the week, and I'm using January's week, which was supposed to be a freaking drop, but they pumped the market. And again, we're supposed to have a drop this week, a significant drop this week, and it didn't happen. Now this can, and another topic. We could be potentially in a little Bitcoin pump getting ready to happen. Whenever I've in the past had Bitcoin do some weirdo stuff, it was typically right before a halving cycle or after a halving cycle or while you're in the halving cycle. When I have pumps, when they're supposed to be drops, those were significant tells. Let me go to weekly. Hold on. And zoom. That way we can see. Hold on. Give me a second. Because this is my old seasons of Bitcoin. So, and see this halving cycle, it's the typical drops, right? So these are all color coded so that I could just know where it is. So I know this is November. I know this is September. I know this is June. I know this is January, right? So these are just why I color code these things. I know this is February, March timeline, right? So when I see these dips, I just kind of went in the past and I, just went back and look for these significant areas in the weeks where we had significant drops. And it was right around when we have options expiring, right? So that's typically what these are. So I'm just pocket watching. And it's also the season. So like January, tax, February, June, summertime, people go on vacation. September, school. That's typically where Bitcoin was getting, people buy miners and they'll have their college computers, laptops, all that stuff right then. So that's when people buy and there's a whole bunch of technology sales right around there. So people do that there. Plus end of year vacations. So, some people take their vacations right around that zone too. Then you've got November, the November dip is Black Friday, big electronics time. And then you'll have a dip right around Christmas, week of Christmas, because people got to buy gifts. So this is really the pocket of Bitcoin based off of this link to the US dollar and people that Bitcoin and the US dollar means they're cashing out to fiat. So I'm watching it go straight to pockets, right? So that's why I'm pocket watching. So in my pocket watch, whenever we had a pump or we have an arrow that's supposed to be a drop, but it actually spiked, well, that was sometimes a call for a significant surge. Now, I don't know where that surge would come from, only because, like, see here, we had we're supposed to be going down and it didn't, and it surged up. And I think there's even a few over back at this time, but the last halving cycle, I think there was like maybe one more pump that happened. No, it wasn't there. No, it didn't happen. There was only one major flag that flew for that pump. Hold on, back up, back up, back up. There it is. This is the one. Everything else was down, then the one came in, shot it up. All right, so when I'm going now and I'm seeing hold on, go back to the new chart. This too, where we did not have, it was supposed to be a drop, but we had the surge. I'm wondering whether or not we're going to have a snap to the upside. Not a long lasting one, because ain't nobody got no pockets for that. But I'm looking at this and saying, is there a trade here? Like a fast one? Could there be a snap to the upside getting ready to happen? Because this was supposed to be dips. And when dips don't happen in Bitcoin don't like that. See, remember, there's still 21 million Bitcoin, and they can manipulate it all they want. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of money to manipulate Bitcoin. You've got to come out of pocket. See, they've been using US dollar Tether to do that shit. Right? Because remember, Tether is like the Fed of the crypto world. That's the reason why my hustle, our hustle, if you choose to do so, and I will say no, but like I say, I'm taking both sides of this trade. I'm going to get the USDT equivalent, that's the bot profit, and compound it every month. And then I'm going to put that on a because Kucoin has this, and I'm going to show you right now, a USDC, right? So I want to earn USDC, and you can see right here all of the things that you can now do inside USDC. So now I can go to BTC USDC, boom, right? And if we do a back test on this, you'll see it's going to be about 3% in 30 days. Now, y'all know I show y'all how I do this, yeah? Let me adjust the grids real quick. Let's do a back test again, because I have to adjust the grids. 3.68. All right, so we still got 3.68. I'm going to do this and go 2.9. Oops, hold on. 2.98. Bow. Do that back test again. I didn't move nothing. 5.96. So now, over a month's time, you're looking at 5% earned in USDC for holding BTC, being the market maker. Liquidity. That's what I'm saying. So then I'm now earning more USDC holding BTC at 3%. It's not a lot, but that's what these are for. I use these to be able to get the BTC USDC I want by converting USDT to USDC and then mining BTC, compounding every month and adding BTC to my rolls. Now, did I buy any Bitcoin, y'all? No, I am earning Bitcoin. I have no problem with you earning any Bitcoin you want. Throughout all crypto winter, earn as much Bitcoin as you want. Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. What? Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Just saying. Right? No hope there's no hopium in my rap at all. So again, if we're dealing with the big boogeyman of inflation, my goal is what? Beat the hell out of it. If they're telling me it's 18%, what's my bot profit? How long has this been playing? This has been playing 13 days. It's dropped 13%. I still have an 8% profit margin. Did the dip kill me? No. Did it hurt for a minute? Yeah, this shit was in the thousands, man, as we were buying down the dip. But then bottoms form, and the bot just keeps grinding away sideways. The S bot, if you start a new bot, this S bot is a sideways market. Do you know how the market plays 90% of the time? Look, I'll go to the S&P index. Let's go to a weekly chart. Let us roll out for a bit when the market wasn't going great. Look what it does mostly. It goes up, but then it goes down. Well, this one's not really a good thing because the market's been propped up. But when we had a relatively regular market, regularly regular, right? You see how it plays? Look at this. December. This is in the weeks now. Look how many weeks you played in a channel. This is sideways action, right around that purple. Look at this. Wow. Now, yeah, it goes up, but that you can still capitalize. And even if it went down, you could still capitalize. But of course, this is the S&P. It's not like our bots here are trading that yet. Understand the word yet. Right now, this is the market I'm in. Right now, this market, Bitsgap, has multiple exchanges you can get into. Let me see if I can open a window new. Hold on. Let me verify before I show you. Hold on. Can't have y'all all up my shit. Bitsgap.com. Ah, there we go. Right? So again, here's all your exchanges that the bot can work in. And the only ones I really care about is this one, Kucoin, and Coinbase Pro. All right. Until and I'm trying to get FTX to work a little well, but I've been having issues with that. And then I'll try to get me some Gemini. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mine the same thing across all the platforms, slowly but surely. So I'll have Bitcoin on multiple exchanges, multiple ports of exit, that my robot is generating a percentage across multiple channels using the same assets. So now I can take my BTC from here that I'm mining, and as I'm getting better percentages here, I can then move some of it to other exchanges, diversifying my risk over time. And I haven't even started talking about how I'm going to start earning more revenue. How I'm going to generate more cash flow by selling my content, by what I do with my royalties as I begin to use my robots to promote myself more. So the big boogeyman of inflation is not going to kill anybody if you know how to keep ahead of it. You got to keep ahead of those tides. Now, I want to show you, this is Jeff Bezos. And what he's doing is, these are like, imagine if you had a chef, and in the future, these robots, you could have this robot prepping your food. So instead of industrial sized robots where we have to worry about metal flaking into the, when you have these big machines and then the food gets messed up because, the machine broke off and metal flakes got into the stuff, and then you have a recall, right? Well, you could limit, like, if you're a chef, you're not going to have that problem if you're using a regular standard knife. And what if this can work for you for hours? Chopping meat, packing boxes, preparing meals. The Internet of Things, this is a thing. This thing will be connected to servers. These servers will be receiving data. How are you utilizing and manipulating data? I'm going to show you, and I talked about this inside the Discord, about Xano. Now, y'all have been seeing me. I've been working with Builder, and I've been looking at a few other projects. I also talked about it in the Discord of the fact that I was looking at Adalo. But again, there are certain things with Adalo I was looking yesterday, and some of it is not going to do what I need. And again, I think I'm going to be stuck, which is not a negative thing towards Builder, but I think I'm going to have to use Builder as my UI. Now, a part of my problem was me trying to stuff all the data and what I wanted inside Builder. Why am I doing that? I started looking at this again. This thing is way different than I thought. I don't have to treat this like a database. In fact, I can connect this to an API database, i.e. my MongoDB, and I could use my MongoDB and make an API into my MongoDB with this directly. And not only does it do that, but on the back end, I can have it do other things. Like it can go get its own data on its own, y'all. Like when they say this is a back end, I really didn't grasp it till I started watching more videos. So I'm going to be doing more studies this week. This is going to be my point of focus is going to be on Xano. I want to be transparent and let y'all know where I'm heading with ToxicHustle, right? Because what my job is to build myself a platform that ToxicHustle, a media company, can distribute media content from an artist named Tragic, me, who happens to be a producer, right? So I need to catalog that data. I make my own samples, so I need to know my samples are in my beats, what beats those samples are in, where were those samples used, what did I use them for content, where were those content used, have I uploaded it to CD Baby for distribution? Like I want a system that kind of becomes my manager. So what I'm doing is I'm building it. So then the system manages my business. And because then Tragic is a producer, he's also an engineer. He may mix and master his own shit, so he'll get mix and mastering credit, so he should get some money on that. See what I'm doing? And then all those royalties I download via CSV file from CD Baby, importing it into the system that I can now do shit with. Are you shitting me? And this connects to APIs. So I really don't need Builder to be the builder. I need to make everything work here, and Builder can just be UI. I can just query, make an API call, spit it to the page. Take this form, submit this data, it goes into the system handles it themselves. Now, it doesn't even matter what UI I use. It's just me building the UI based off the new API. So I can go to any UI now, if it gives me the functionality to let me use my user system from here. And yes, Xano has a user system built in. Xano can do Stripe built in. So you can have your e-com all in this. I did not get it, y'all. I'm getting it. Like I told you, I write robots, man. I was doing it with automation, with macros. One of those is Power Automate. Keep an eye on Microsoft, y'all. I might be buying some stock when this stuff shakes down. I'm going to buy some Microsoft. POWERAUTOMATE. Why am I going to buy Microsoft? They are one of the lead people that have OpenAI. OpenAI has API access. Now you're telling me that their robots that work on a desktop will have, and the cloud will now have API access to OpenAI. So you can basically build your own chat, and you can use sentiment analysis. Come on, y'all. Oh, I'm buying some stock. Best believe. I am waiting for this market to shake out. This is how much it costs per user, man. I need at least two. I need one from my main machine and one automated machine that I'm building later this year. So they're getting $80 out of me for that. Come on, man. They're gonna get $80 out of me just so I can develop and have one machine that that is managed on its own. And I can use scraping. It's getting better at scraping. And then I can submit this to an API. Get it? Yeah, man. Oh, it is real in the field. So integrate. integrates with a lot of stuff. Bubble. I was looking at Bubble. Like I said, I was looking at Webflow, but Webflow has, it costs way too much money to the users over there until they get there. They have something. Webflow might be in the mix if they get some things together. I'm talking to y'all, Webflow. Because if you get out of this business, if you change your business, Webflow, I tell you, you're gonna make some whoppage. You change your business just a little bit. There is a feature that is supposed to be coming out. Let me see if I can find the product. Yeah, this Logic. It's Logic. I'm not somebody that's in my clique. I've already signed up for this, and I ain't heard jack yet. So basically, add a public record to a job board collection. So they'll have collections, and then if something happens, you can do something on your site. So there's a lot of stuff. Like when they integrate, like being able to submit data and all this data output, and it can connect to an boy. What y'all? Webflow could be a beast. Like, I think that this could be the new Dreamweaver if they do it right. It'd be a cloud, based thing, but this could be dangerous because they already got the front end. They got the front end on lock. They get this other thing going, and it has like work, and I can control it with a robot with API. Y'all, this that's why I said my back end. I'm just gonna build everything here. The logic for everything, what needs to happen. I'm gonna stay focused on this. I'm gonna learn this inside and out. Because my front end don't matter. It's an API query to a list, to a screen, to a form. It gets submitted, and the site's the back end does the work. This is literally your back end. Everything you need to do should be able to be done back here. You can do data transformation back here. Right? So I'm definitely looking at this to connect to my MongoDB so that I can have a database that scales outside of their database so I don't have to pay just their database fees. But I got to see if I'm going to get any issues with if I do this, I want to check to see whether or not if there's any bottlenecks. So if using their database, I'm going to do a couple tests and kind of see, do a little smash test to see whether or not I can slam it with a few API calls and dump 10,000 rows in and see how fast that takes for it to happen, which I'll just write in a script. And then the same thing I'm going to do on the other end of their internal database and sending it to Mongo. And then having that response of how long does it take to send in 1,000 lines of data? Or how long does it take to send in 10,000 lines of data? And who did it faster? So then this way, even as the system gets faster, that's saying that, hey, I can slam 10,000 lines of data in and the bottleneck is negligible. If it gets done in a couple seconds, man, you can have a decent proof of concept app out the door. And that's what I'm looking for. I want to get ToxicHustle generating revenue for myself so that regardless if I put it in multiverses or whatever fancy crap that's going to come out, I don't care. I just need to have my data. I need to know my data is secure. I need to know that my data is my data. And that nothing changed outside of the system controlling said data. Now, until I can connect it to some type of blockchain. Yeah. Right? So again, think about your systems. Think about your life. Think about your businesses. And how are you going to plan past being an employee? Your salaries will not keep up with the big green beast called inflation. So what is your multiple streams of revenue to survive this? How do you make money? Honestly. And how are you going to continue to layer your asset classes so that you can keep ahead of whatever this number is going to be? Because y'all, what if it doubles again? Right? What if their 7.5 ends up being double, right? The 14. So I said we're closer to 15. Well, in some ranges we already did 20. They keep fluctuating. So what if we keep trickling? And this BS is that they're hiding the number. They're trying to do the SM Zeus right now. don't get gaffed. So now what I'm leading to is this. I'm going to keep an eye. My shorts are still in play. On the Russell 2000, I still have my shorts. As you can see, the Russell was down. If you go to, I'll put a screenshot up. I'm back into profitability. So when this market when the Russell shot up, and when the S&P 500, let me go back. Let me go over here. Give me a second. Here. Let me zoom down. Let me go to the days, and then let me show you. So back here is January, right? So since January 28th, let me zoom in a little bit more because those lines are in our way. Here we go. So remember I told you right around January I started my shorts. So then when this thing happened here, this spike up, that's not good for me. When it goes down, that's good for me. When it go up, that's not good for me. So they went down. When these went up, my shorts got crushed. So if you go to the SQQ, you can see here, we'll go January 28th on the day. So we got to go to the day. We'll go back to January 28th. Here's the day. And let me just turn off one of my indicators. Here it is. Let me turn this off so that way we can actually see. There we go. So right here, you can see the 28th, boom, it drops. On the 28th, it popped, right? So I am the inverse of whatever happens in the market. So needless to say, when this did the 28th through February 2nd, I didn't even bother logging into my account because that was painful to even watch. 28th, boom, all the way to the 2nd. And then bow, right? So we've been coming on the upside again. My thing is, I'm telling y'all, I'm not worried about it. I'm focusing on code. You see, that's why I'm not doing as many videos anymore. Because my plays are in. It gets real boring saying the same thing every time. That's why I'm now doing weekly. At least on the SAB. So it's not work for me. This is me trying to share the transparency of what I've learned the entire week. And saying, look, we got to be out of this. We're in the world, but we're kind of out of it. And we're dealing with these things. We're dealing with these restrictions on our finances while the world is going through a transition to digital. And what we haven't done is made the pivot ourselves. So begin to make your pivot. Remind yourself. And something that, like I said, Gary Vaynerchuk, the only thing that I like that he used to say is put yourself out of business. His new stuff, I don't really dig his new narrative, but the old stuff, when he was saying that put yourself out of business is important, that is important. Put yourself out of business. Now, for me, what am I? I'm a web developer. How do I put myself out of business? I can go to Fiverr and have somebody else do it for me. And I can be the arbitrage in between that deal. Now I just got to figure out how much my client wants to pay for the services and everything else. And I can tell you right now, they want it at a song and a dance. So that's why I've pivoted over to concentrating on my own intellectual property earning. My property, asset, property. Then the only thing you have to do is notify people on your asset, letting people know that the asset exists. I treat a song like a mall. How many people are in my mall? How many people heard the song? How visible is it? How many opportunities that I use it to utilize it in multiple streams? Nobody cares about our beats. Like the hard, cold truth of it. Nobody gives two damns about it. I don't care how many beats you made. I don't care how many beats you sold. I don't care none of that. And I'm a rapper. Like I can rhyme and I don't care. Why? I make my own fucking beats. I don't care. Just like you don't care about my music. And that's okay. But what's going to change is my utilization. I'll make you care. Maybe you saw it on a video that was with an anime and you didn't even realize it was mine, but I still got royalties for it. because YouTube has an algorithm that watermarks my shit and then says, hey person, you're using his shit and we're going to pay you. And all of these companies are doing that. And you just need a good distributor. I happen to use CD Baby because it's all I got to do is pay once. And no, I don't get no money from them. But I'm transparent in how my exit ports look like. Like, where am I getting my dough? Like, look, this is not hard. Why am I telling you all this? Look, make your damn money. Get your royalties. Like, there's no reason you're not a label now. The label is a what? A bank. They give you what? A loan. They just happen to call it an advance. If you have a job and you go down to the local store and it's a payday place, what do you get? An advance. Come on now. Ain't nothing changed. It's just how we are dealing with what the truth is of what your music business looks like. What is your music business? Well, it changed. Look, I used to go with my homeboys and we used to go to stage after stage after stage. I was behind the scenes trying to make sure his stuff was plugged up and everything was taken care of. I was trying how to get on. You got on by being the sound guy, helping him set up. I didn't get paid. I might have got some smoke. But other than that, there was no joy being the sound guy because all you were was an overglorified roadie with no guapage and no union. You still ducked the shots at every club when it went bad. Right? And you're talking about 365 days a year, right? That's how many days in a year, right? But think about it. These people had to tour 300 days, but y'all, back in the day, it was 300-day tours. Think about that. How people through 360-degree contracts had to survive was touring. Where's that guap now, y'all? You want to know why these people are losing their effing mind? Because their world is colliding with the BS of their SM Zeus lifestyles. Shout out. What up, Haru on the track? You know what I mean? So now what do? I take my sample, I put it out on an anime track or some like a new trailer for some anime movie. I pop it on a channel that has multiple media, ToxicHustle. And then my music uses the content. I help pump their shit, but now I'm pumping mine behind it. Utility. The missing piece of the underpants gnome theory is utility. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about? South Park, for me, is like The Simpsons for others. And South Park always says shit. Underpants gnome theory. This is every business. I learned from South Park. This is every business on the planet right now. Open image in a new tab. When the kids asked them how the underpants gnomes made money, they said they were big businessmen. And they say they make money. It's like, this is what our big business is. Phase 1, we collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit. And that is every company on the planet. They start by doing something. They think that they're going to profit at it, but they really haven't come up with how that profit's going to really happen. So I can say, I'm selling t-shirts, y'all, right? And I do have a way to make 3D printed t-shirts using Printify on demand. So I can print on demand right now. But do you have the disposable income of $19.99 for a freaking shirt? Or is that cute and clamorous at these points when you've got to go to the gas station, when you got to feed your kids, right? So I didn't try to push no t-shirts last year. Y'all saw it in the Discord. I was talking about t-shirts, how I was going to print them, thinking about NFTs. Why was I thinking about NFTs? Because I thought people will put money in an NFT, and then if I can just have it print out, then didn't I still win? If I get the earnings from the token, then I can take the token, put it behind my robot, and my robot can do what? Earn me my percentages. Yeah or nay? Yes or no? Is that bullshit? I say no. Right, let me close all this. Where's my other robot? Trying to find my robot, y'all. Where'd you go, my bot? My bot. I might have closed my bot. Hold on. Pull my bot back up. Bot. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Here's my bot. Right? So if we're doing the percentages, what the hell does it matter? Hold on. I'm trying to get my screen back over so I can see y'all. Okay, here we go. Right? So how am I beating inflation? How am I going to beat inflation? I'm going to catch my percentages. If I'm selling my... think about this. This is what I learned when I was at the bank. Your assets are what? Your masters. Who controls your masters? You do. Do you not have the files in your disposal? Zip them up, put them in a damn Google Drive someplace, and now you have copyright. That simple. Why? Because they're in the Google Drive, in the zip. When you put it in the Google Drive, it got a timestamp. When you open up when they open up the zip, everything inside the zip now has a timestamp. You just copyrighted yourself. You're timestamped. And because it's in the cloud, timestamp forever. When was the original upload? Bang, bang. Come on now. And yeah, you could use the copyright office, but for what? Can I not what is it called? Burden of proof, right? Stop playing with me. This is maritime. Let's stop playing bullishing. I need transparency. I just uploaded it. Google will verify it's uploaded. I can use that in a court of law with the logs alone. Prove to me that you uploaded your shit before I did. And then the next thing I'm doing, y'all, is when I do my other channel, my tragic channel, all the things that I do with beatboxing and getting songs up and running. Another hustle I'm looking at, y'all, and I want to share with y'all because I just saw this yesterday. Everything with the week. A-U-D. Yeah, this. Now, not that I saw Audius a week ago, but I mean, yesterday, excuse me. This is yesterday. I saw this. The hustle was bubbling. A hustle was bubbling. Hold on. This pop-up popped up. With Audius, right? And part of this hustle is there's going to be NFTs on this side of the world. I'm looking at Audius, and while they're trying to look like Spotify, y'all, they're positioning themselves from a let me see if I can find this video. And I'll put the link in the Discord. Give me a second. Hold on. I think I have it. Give me one moment, y'all. Give me a second. It's on my phone. Let me put it in the Discord. Give me a minute. I'll put it in the Discord. Where's my this? Because I just watched it, so it'll be in my history. Give me a minute. Y'all gonna dig this. Y'all gonna dig me. With me. Y'all dig me. There it is. Found it. Where is the Audius? Here it is. Copy this, share. Copy the link. And this is the Audius. A-U-D-I-U-S. Yeah, Audius. And then paste. This is a discussion. Okay, I just put the link in the Discord. It is in the Discord. This video right here, this audience discussion right here. Okay, let me open this up now. So in this discussion, one of the hustles that's in this and the way he's describing this, y'all, is that it's really, you should not be thinking of audience. Don't think of it. There. Oh, I said font. Font. Got it. Herman. Don't call it a comeback. Don't think of it as Spotify, but as SoundCloud meets Patreon. Dig me? See where I'm going? If this is SoundCloud, what did you have at SoundCloud? SoundCloud was you could be swaggy early. The first few people that got in this and really got in SoundCloud real early, it became a radio station. SoundCloud is a radio on itself. It's a port of exit. I mean, it's a port of entrance, right? It's a port of entrance. You can enter into its economy, and there is a way for you to make money in its economy in some form or fashion, right? They do pay royalties, all that. So, and then the exit is whatever how you're paid out to from their service to your payment provider. And of course, then you can put it to spend your money. Now, Audius, he said something in here and it's really dope. And that is, if a person has an NFT, that NFT should have real world value. What if that NFT could do stuff? And what they want to do is be the way of doing that. So they want to kind of be the audio API. So they're really trying to be an engine. They're like the engine of audio. And that is what I did not get from it when I was just kind of like briefly watching other things. Now you're telling me I could take Patreon. So let's say, okay, for example, and you can see if it's like, especially if you're still here, how we're on the track, if this is even an interesting concept. Like for me, I'm thinking, all right, look, what if I was going to, like me as an artist, and I'm working with you on a song? And what if we are going through versions of that song and people have access through the NFT to be able to see and give us input on the actual song? Right? Or what if in the future there's a way, and I don't know if they're going to do this, but how a loop could then be, like, let's say if I use one of your loops in a song, maybe it's tied on their back end and they become the engine in the blockchain of what I've been talking about of how do we get royalties paid. I'm looking at a physical way. Like I want to pay physically. Like I'm getting a download of a CSV file from CD Baby, and I'm uploading that to my system. And then in my system, if I have people that are associated with those songs, the revenue that's coming in, that's getting deposited into the bank account, can then be distributed in some form of fashion, maybe USDC, to the actual holders of the royalties. Right? And so in this way, we bypass dealing with a whole bunch of BS. Like I don't have to worry about your PayPal or your Venmo or whatever being shut down by whatever. You have a wallet address. I just pump your wallet address. So long as your wallet address is not, like, if it's not locked to an exchange, if you create your own wallet, you can have your own, like you can use, what's the one I use? Exodus wallet. Right? You can use Exodus, you can use MetaMask, you can use whatever. Like, but just you should be able to log into said thing from anywhere. and have access to your money. Then you create a USDC wallet, and that USDC wallet will get an address, and then you should be able to receive revenue to that address. And since it's an address you can control, the only thing they control is the port of exits, right? Right now, if you want to convert to USDC to use it for cash flow. So you're looking at debit cards right now. You're looking at, there's plenty of things coming where you could just send it to another wallet address from one wallet address. So that's what I'm looking at, is that if we're looking at business decisions, there's a physical one, which touring we know is pretty much out of the question. We're going into a virtual world, so I'm already looking at the equipment that it takes to do that, which is motion caption suits. Which are cheap now. They're getting cheaper and cheaper, and there's do-it-yourself options. But I want to pay somebody to upgrade software and keep that shit up to date. I'm not trying to be the manufacturer of everything. Right? So you've got all these motion capture suits that are coming out. Then, of course, I told y'all how I'm doing it is I'm hacking. My hack into doing all of this is because just so you can see, there's no cap in my rap. If you're new to the channel, there is no cap in my rap. Real Illusion, this software here, you can create your own digital humans. They have iClone. You can animate cartoon type beats, create your own. See? Do you see it? Okay. 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 I just want you to know. Okay. Now, this product. Now I'm not gonna be sitting there trying to do no animations for shiznit, man. I'm gonna go over here, be able to create my characters. Right? I have all these animations that they have here. And then motion capture live. Bow. So now if I want to motion capture live stuff, I can do all the capturing live right here. And if you look at what this guy is doing, he's talking, you see his hands. Motion capture live. So now if I have my music and I'm able to do all of this, can I create my own content? Could I make my content really dope? Could I make new types of music videos? Be where your enemy is not, y'all. Now, that was the body. Here's how you handle your face. Get yourself an iPod Touch. You get this app. You put this helmet on. And now, all of a sudden, you can now do your own voiceover stuff. So now, again, if I'm doing a music video with a character, see smiling. So, like I said, this game of playing games can pan out for you. Not saying you have to be in the game industry, but parts of the game industry, the parts that we hated about Madden now, especially with their screen captures, you can do all this yourself now. The technology is stepping down, y'all. All of this technology is in our hands, but it's what we do with it. This technology, everything that I'm showing you, made this happen. See? This is what this is. Alter ego. TV show with a motion capture suit, a helmet, and the camera in front of their face to sing. A whole season. Content, y'all. With your music. So who are the artists that y'all got? What does your neighborhood look like? Do you see yourself being able to do something a little bit different than having a record label? Do you see what you can do? Even if you didn't want to be in the quote-unquote multiverse, it's still an MP4, y'all, that you export. What can you do with that MP4? How many places accept MP4s? Isn't an NFT an MP4? Isn't YouTube a bunch of MP4s? Facebook videos MP4s, Instagram MP4s, Twitter MP4s, TikTok MP4s. Just saying, y'all. You are the media company, not just the record labels now. And all it is the only thing they have is what? Nielsen ratings? Which is what? Data collection. That's it. It's data collection. Billboard is data collection. MTV Awards, data collection. And what does it matter what award you get? What matters is, can you feed your family in a real way without sacrificing your soul for it? You ain't got to take no oaths and call nobody no master. You don't have to prostrate to no one. You can do your 10 things and be a brother's keeper. That's all I'm doing. So, that big green beast don't seem so bad no more, does it? That boogeyman ain't gonna scare you now, is it? We good? I just showed you how you can get into a whole new media industry, how you can create your own content, put your own music to it, distribute your damn self, not only the audio side of it, but how to get your videos out and have content for it. Now I can look at people in my neighborhood that I can record, and I can get them in a motion caption suit at one of my offices, and then I can put them inside these virtual situations where their content can matter. I can use it for commercials where there's a character in the commercial, and then I only need a voiceover actor. Hold on, let me show you something. Hold on. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you a business. Hold on. Fiverr. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna put you to this game. What did I just say? Voiceover, right? Voiceover actor. Boom, 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 boom. Let us get the pro services if I want it. There we go. And that's it. If I want it, it's $100 for pro services, right? Or if I don't want to do that and I want to get, let's see, let's go over my details. I want a top rated seller. So there's about 1,000 of those. I want them to do English. Bum, bum, bum. And I don't care where they are. I just want them to be. There we go. So now what do I have? $15. $25. I've got all my voice actors. Look at all these voice actors. Can I make commercials now? Maybe I need a script. Okay. Oh, maybe I need somebody to write. I need a copywriter. Oh, sorry. Oops. There we go. Copywriters and copy. Sales copy, right? So I need sales copy. So here's some people who will give me some sales copy. Sales copy, you can just basically get a script out of them. Right? So I'm showing you. You could sit there and get somebody to do your voiceover. You get your animations done. You make your music, put everything together, and now what do you have? You have a commercial. You can now get a client to pay for a commercial to be done by you in your local area. You don't think businesses are going to want commercials? What if you can do the commercial for them? That means what? Get yourself an Adobe account if you want to. But at least if you have the full package, you get access to, Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere, whatever. I use After Effects and Premiere to do my video editing. So just think about those things. Think about, the fact that you are these companies now. There's plenty of people out here who were in the industry and are out of work. There's plenty of people who need to get things done. You can be the person in the between. Arbitrage. Service arbitrage. Where you offer services but be the middleman and make it happen. Get yourself a project management system. You can use something like this. What's my, hold on. What's the, where is it? I already have my, oh, where are you? Where are you? Oh, damn it. Actually, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to find. There it is. I'm having a moment, and I forgot the name of the company. And since I couldn't remember the name of the company, I was having a brain fart. Fartage of said brain. So here, go back here. This, and then go back there. Okay. So Trello, right? So you can make your own project management system in here. Keep keep abreast of all your projects that are going on, and then be the service arm for a company, offering them services, graphic services. You don't have to do it. 4-Hour Workweek's a good book by Timothy Ferriss. And they have the audiobook as well. Escape the 9-to-5, live anywhere, and join the new rich. Outsourcing. This book is a book on outsourcing. How he went online and started using online services to outsource work, outsource his job, and outsource himself out of his company and then sell his companies. Build businesses that don't need you. That's the reason. What do you think I'm doing with ToxicHustle? I'm building an automated system for me to do my work and it basically manage my career. It's going to push me where it needs to be. And if there's a new social thing or whatever that pops up that I need, and some new that needs my content, well, guess what? I have a library of content that I can slowly trickle to the new, right? So now I can trickle the same damn content, over there. It may need to be processed for size, but at this point, square and rectangle is about all we need. And every site accepts a square. So bam, I'm just going to send the square version on the new, which is Instagram. That could be your Facebook feed square. It could be whatever, right? Or whatever new independent thing comes out. We're not trapped in old business models. Those business models just have flipped on us, and we got to understand the record label. What made them really fancy was them being cute and glamorous, being able to control analog products. They pressed out tape. They pressed out vinyl. We no longer need said analog. Hence, the rack space at Walmart disappeared with all our tapes. And then the CD rack disappeared. And now the DVD racks are disappearing because, Netflix don't care about analog. That's what Blockbuster learned. To me, Circuit City as well. Blockbuster and Circuit City. Both learned. Because Best Buy was a website first, y'all. And a bunch of warehouses was kicking people's ass. That's why Amazon kicking it. They became a warehouse. So where is your digital warehouse? How are you storing your digital intellectual property? How is that intellectual property being utilized, and can you prove it? I will be able to, because wherever it's posted, there's a share link, right? There's a URL address. That URL address will have X amount of views, likes, or shares, right? So that's content, data, meta points that I can grab via the API and store it on my own. Becoming my own Nielsen ratings. Becoming my own billboard. And I can tote my own numbers to people that want to pay me extra value for the utility of my content. Are you serious? These record labels need to wake up, and wake up fast, that they're no longer necessary. Just like the banks need to wake up. Because isn't the record label a bank getting crushed by a digital thing? And isn't the bank being crushed by a new digital thing? This blockchain don't need humans to interact. This blockchain don't care how I trade. And the ease of use for me being able to create a moneymaker robot and have it earn interest, and now I just got to wait for that bot to be able to get on an exchange in the next couple of years that actually trades physical commodities. Oh, y'all ain't seen shite yet. Till we got APIs into those things with this money market rate, I'm just sitting with Bitsgap till we ride to the sunset. But now I have a way to take my assets from my intellectual property and have them to earn on their own. Not necessity on them needing to be in spins. Not necessity on me having to do day after day of touring to keep an attention of somebody who now has the attention of a goldfish. 20 seconds. I ain't chasing 20 seconds now. And neither should you. That's what utility's for. And that's what all of these guys that are selling out their contracts right now, that's what all of them are doing. Like up here, Sting is the next one to sell his catalog. Everybody selling out their catalog is selling it because they don't know what to do with it anymore. It's not making money for them anymore. So they're just taking a lump sum, because guess what? They still got expenses. And they've been living a lie. And them royalties for that lifestyle, yeah, let me sell my catalog now. Go ahead, quit then. These companies don't know what to do with them, but I'm telling you what to do with yours now. So you ain't got to worry about it. They're exactly what they're going to do with it. So why are you going to pay them 20% to do exactly what you can do yourself? Stop playing. So that is that this great Sabbath. I want y'all to know you ain't got to give up none of that for them. You ain't got to do none of the dumb shit that they getting ready to do just to try to make some guapage. You ain't got to sell yourself for it. It ain't worth it. Be of the world, but be in the world, but not of it. That's it, right? Be in the world, but not of it. Or one of those. Look, just don't get caught up in this bull. Money is not that important. And I don't say that because I have it. I say that because when I was a kid, I learned that if I took $1 or $2 and I bought some candy and I came back to school, I had more money in my pocket than I did when I walked into school. And I did that every day because my parents would not give me money. So I learned to offer services. I expanded my sales in school by networking with the people that actually sold stuff. And what I did was I networked with all of them for different stuff so I could sell complimentary stuff off the books from them. So the candy guy, the hard candy guy, I made sure that I partnered with him so I could sell his hard candy, give him his credits, his revenue, and then I would also give him a little bit of bonus because I was selling other things. And I'd give him a cut because he was my distribution. But he didn't want to do cakes like Hostess and all that other stuff. There was somebody else that did that. So I partnered up with him so I could sell cakes too. And then there was another person that did sodas. He stayed in his lane with his sodas. And he brought sodas to school. So needless to say, I kept sodas in my locker. And because of football, I would go down to the supermarket with my homeboy, come back, because you could leave, and then we'd come back for practice. So we can go get something to eat real quick and then come back for practice, because practice was like a half hour to an hour later. So we'd run and go grab something to eat. I'd go grab some soda. I'd bring it back to my locker for the next day. These are the hustles I learned in school. Scrape to get by. My grandmother sold soda, Fanta, in the Caribbean. She sold food out her back door. If you're in a depression and you realize you're in a depression, like, what is it? When do you know you're in a depression, y'all? I want to show you something. And I need you to understand, this kind of hit me hard when I thought about it. Give me a second. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Okay. I'm on the personal savings rate chart, and this brown area here, or gray out area right here, this grayed out area is where we had depressions or recessions, right? Really says recession zones in these zones right here. Now, I want you to, if you were around in 2001, I want you to remember if you could feel the recession. I mean, I remember September 11th happened here in this zone where the market crashed. But this whole time I was working at a bank. I didn't really feel a quote unquote recession here, though evidently we were living one. Here, I had left my job and I was in Second Life, and people weren't buying shit in Second Life no more. So I felt that. I was living in the South, so I really couldn't get a job anyway in tech. So could I really feel a recession? No, I felt I had a job worth $60,000 in an area that nobody needed that. They didn't need a website designer unless I worked at the college campus. So I didn't feel this recession. I felt me leaving a job that was a technical job and not having any technical job to come back to. I went to work for a record store, and that's how I know about loss leaders in music. I worked for Media Play. And that, as a manager in the receiving area, because I had receiving experience. You do what you got to do. But I didn't feel this recession. 2020, when the stimmies and all that stuff, I still had a job. I was working with Jay Morrison. I was a web developer. I was doing his social media projects, like getting his Legacy Center website up. And when I was trying to discuss with him on how tech needs to be at the core forefront, and he still wanted to talk real estate, I moved on to other pastures. I left. So I was like, well, that ain't going to work. Because because, we were in the midst of Rona. And I knew what everybody wasn't even dealing with, is that for years I've been saying it makes no sense to commute to a computer. No business sense. Why am I paying? And this is what, and y'all think of this as a owner of a business. When you buy a building to have employees, you have this building. This building now, you pay water, you pay insurance, you pay electricity, you pay internet, you got to feed them. You got to water the garden, you got to trim the hedges, you got to get dusting and cleaning people in there. It's a whole thing. It's a big house, and you got to keep the house in order. Now I have somebody that I now have to pay a salary to. They have a house, and I got to support that house, and I got to support the car, and I got to support the gas and their electricity and their insurance. And then I don't live at the frickin' building. So now I got to have a house, and I got to drive to my house, and I got to have gas. So now as the owner of the building, I now have to pay for 3 fucking homes. Excuse my French. 3 buildings. What sense does that make in any economy when you don't need it? You see what I'm saying? We've been playing a dummy mission until the communication, when everybody realized we were in a communication age, we should have shifted immediately. They say, oh, we're in the digital age. We're in the communication age. Do y'all get what they just said? If you're in the communication age, then how do you communicate? Isn't it as easy as a freaking WhatsApp? It means no mail, no physical mail. Like, I don't mail you a freaking letter anymore. I barely want to send y'all a freaking text message. I barely want you to leave me a message on if you have my telephone number, I don't even want you to leave a message on my telephone number. Like, I don't even listen to them things. I'll just call you back. Or send me a text message. If we're in a recession, like this gray area, they're not going to tell us for a while, y'all. And I think we're already in it. I think we've been in it since November. I think that's the top of the top because, y'all, there's no more stimmies for Timmy. And y'all bank accounts ain't swole no more. Y'all didn't cash out at the top. Some of y'all been holding through. Y'all know I got out in December. I was like, yo, I already know how Bitcoin plays. So I was only doing crypto. I wasn't even in the stock market. So it wasn't hurting me on that side. Other than I did have, old school money tied to the market. That I was like, wait a minute, we're at the top. And then we have inflation. It makes no sense to hold this in cash. We should be moving some of this, hold this as stock. We should be selling at the top because this is the top of the top. And no, let's cash out these assets while they're at this premium and wait for the market to come back down to reasonable levels and we can buy back the indexes. World VT index for Vanguard, and I'll buy the S&P index, and maybe I'll buy the Russell when things seem to be calming the hell down. But we don't know we're in the recession, y'all. They're not going to tell us you're in one, but I can remember what I felt like. So I want you to think about these feelings. This is what I was living through being in Macon. And this was the environment that I was living in. And if you're seeing the same thing, then you're probably living a recession. Whatever I was making at the job I was making at, and at that time I was working at Media Play, working as a receiving manager. So I was a manager. I forgot what my salary was, but it was mediocre. And I had all the store responsibilities and the sale number responsibilities, right? So, and of course, we're a physical company, a music company, Media Play. We had DVDs, we had CDs, and the racks were shrinking. So I was in the zone when Blockbuster was when Blockbuster was beginning to fail, when Netflix was beginning to start this rise, and I was watching the racks shrink. Like the audio racks, our music's the first to get crushed. So think about it. When Napster came, that was the sign that it was over for anything dealing with buying physical music anymore. The minute you saw Napster, it was over for us. Look how long ago that was. When I saw that, that was a shot across the bow. I stopped going to studios in New York. I stopped paying $5,000 to try to get studio work done. I then got, I built a computer. I then went and downloaded, at the time, Cubase or Sonar, or maybe it was still Cakewalk. And then basically I had Pro Tools. And that's what I had seen that threw me off and said, yo, I don't need to come do this shit no more with y'all at all. I'm not paying y'all $500. I'm not paying, like, I can go build a computer for $500 and I can record all the freaking time. Anytime I want. I just need a good mic. I need to just know how to mix and master. And that's what I was learning when I was sitting around watching the producers produce. I was with my MPC XL learning how to make my beats sound better. That I'd modified, adding my SCSI boards to. Hooking that up so I can dump my stuff directly into the computer. Y'all, I thought it was about to be a rap. I was about to be the new Primo. You couldn't tell me I wasn't about to be Primo. And then Hype Williams had $1 million freaking music videos going. Y'all, it was a rap. You couldn't tell me nothing. This money is, yo, there's so much money in the music business. Let's get it. And then all of a sudden, poof. Everything dried up. Music videos dropped. Everything just dropped. And I didn't understand what the hell had just happened. I started going online. And then it was in AOL that I started noticing the software in those private chat rooms that people were passing software back and forth. And that's how I got into the hacker communities. That's how I became an ethical hacker for AOL. That's how I got my job at Citibank as a web designer, because I also told them, and I had the proof of the emails of me being a beta tester for AOL. Boom, that just got me through the door. I got in as a temp. So I went through a temp agency, just at the time that was Career Builder. So use Career Builders, use Indeeds to be able to get through the door as a temp. And when you do that, work harder than everybody else. Make sure your skills, make sure you're indispensable. So I just know my tools inside and out. I know those keystrokes. So if I need to know Dreamweaver, I learned that to get my Citibank job, I learned Dreamweaver that weekend. I knew it was part of the thing, and I just need to learn keystrokes. I learned them keystrokes, got in there. Brah, brah, brah. He was like, what did you just do? How did you just do that? Oh, I just did this. He's like, you got the job. Because I basically could build a page like it was nothing. And because it was Adobe's product, it was nothing because the damn near the same keystrokes did the damn near the same things. So what tech right now? What tech? If we're looking at what changed, like for me, I saw the tech change. And that tech brought about a transition of me thinking, oh shit, analog's dead. And every single time another piece of analog died. We no longer make tape. We no longer make CD. We're now uploading it and it's being distributed to every platform at one freaking time. And you're making royalties at once everywhere as if the place that distributes you is your freaking label now. Like CD Baby for me, or if you're going to use TuneCore, the $20 option that gives you all you can eat. I just don't like TuneCore because they were scrappy in the beginning, raping people for their money up front. And then making you pay and pay and pay. And I was like, yo, CD Baby's over here and I pay once, I ain't got to pay again. That's generational wealth. Let's do that. And since their business ain't never changed, it never changed, it never changed. I like a business that stays solid. So I'll stay with the company that just keeps giving me more assets since I've been with them. And all I got to do now is supply them with content at $20-something a pop. Are you kidding me? What I've been focused on is how do I get this? How do I speed up my creational process without limiting my creative process? Yeah. That is do my keyboard shortcuts to be able to get those ideas out of my head fast, link them with the microphone that I can now do my beatboxing with, or use one of those plugins that I can now use triggering to trigger at certain velocity points of where the kick is and where the snare is, so it can capture all that ish, and then get those MIDI keys and then throw that through the system. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to touch the key, to be in key. Doubler to be able to get my melodies in. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, hold on, I'll show you real quick. Because I tell you, I show you everything. I show you, Linda, listen, Linda. I show you everything, Linda. D-U-B-L-E-R, doubler. Bum, bum. Your voice to MIDI instantly. I will be doing some tutorials on this once I start working. I actually sent them some information of what I need. I can't get my hi-hats, my O's. Like I can do my hi-hats, but when I do my right, so that open, I can't do that because that's the same same thing. I want that. I want the AI thing that they got to be able to give me. If you hear that, do that. Do the O. It don't do the O. So I need them to get that in there so I can not have to change how I've figured out how I can do my beatboxing and bass line and instrumentations at the same fucking time. And you can get it can get all your notes. So that's why I'm going to be getting my ish out of my head mucho faster. Again, we got to get past this inflation shit. So I got to get more content to go to my little animated puppeted characters that can now be used for commercials. That can be, and I can put them in environments. And I'm telling y'all don't get it. Y'all got to make your own media and make sure you got utility. Utility is the last thing you need. The underpants gnomes theory is missing. The big missing link for you as a musician is utility. How is your assets actually being utilized? Where does your assets actually make money? When you can figure that out, that's where you win. How do I figure it out? I figured it out this way. CD Baby gets all my stuff. Now, every place that watermarks everything gives me revenue for that. So every place that's digital, I'm making money. And whether it's in China, whether it's in Russia, whether it's in Korea, whatever. And soon you'll get your satellite streams. There's a way to set up. I have to figure that one out through CD Baby. I know I can get into like iHeartRadio and all that crap when it was running. I don't know if that's still a thing. But I see their emails, so I think they're still a thing. But again, that's why I don't even need it, because I'm getting TikTok. So my thing is like, I want to get them TikTok plays up. That's going to be millions of streams. And that could be another 1,000 or something. Oh, and another thing to think about, y'all, why I think the way I think, is somebody already gave me the numbers, and it's like 2 million streams ended up being like $1,000 something, $2,000, y'all. Put that in your hat. So think about if you got to get 2 million streams a month. You're going to make about $2,000 a month. That's not even like 60 grand a year is $5,000 a month. Like real easy math. So you're not even making a livable salary. But that 2,000, you now put it in, you let it earn interest. That's a different situation, right? It's nothing to sneeze at now. If you can take $2,000 a month and let it compound at, say, what's that interest rate over here? Hold on. What's my interest rate over here right now? I got 6% here in 2 days. 7 days, that's 17% in 7 days. Profit, which 14 of it was because it went up. So that's about 3%. That's even with the market crashing now. Remember, market went down. 12% negative on our Bitcoin shorts. And the Bitcoin short rode the market all the way down. Went sideways with it. And we're not 12% down, but 8% up. Reason why I'm doing shorts is because of volatility. I'm going to get way more trades on people speculating and putting their bots to this. My thing is my bots snipe better than their bots just because of my percentages. All right? So, music people, you are the label. My music people, you are the media creators. My music people, you need utility. Get your utility out there. You know how to get your royalties. Then once you get your utility, you're creating content different than just making music. If you need to go outsource it to other people, I just showed you through Fiverr, how you can outsource work. You're going to have to pay them. But can you figure a way to earn? To pay them the $5 to $10 out of this and write it off as taxes, as business expenses. You can write it all off. So what you earn, put it back to work and write it off. My people, let's navigate these waters together. Let's get this guap, especially since, they lying about that inflation now. And we ain't hip to that shit. Right? We know 18% is what we got to hustle through. And to beat inflation, not just trading, because you're only supposed to be using like 5-10% of your asset class for that. My focus is what? Earning. How do I earn? I'm taking my work. I'm figuring out how to optimize my hours to get more work done without sacrificing quality. I can actually upgrade my quality using automation and animation to be able to speed up my workflow, that I can put out content outside of just making beats by putting on a motion capture suit, a motion capture helmet, and miming my damn music, making new music videos with my own characters that in the future could potentially be an NFT. And my usability of said NFT is you can print out a t-shirt or clothes or products. Boom, boom, and boom. And where do I get said money for said products? Well, since they bought the NFT, I put it behind a very stable bot trading USDC BTC. La 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 la. Ooh, la la. Woo. Commerce. This is how you get through a recession, y'all. All right. Jokes aside, the way you get through a recession is no resistance. The pizza man was selling pizza in the Great Depression at 99 cents. The cart guy was selling hot dogs at 50 cents or a quarter. Burgers were a quarter. How you got through the recession and depression is you lowered your costs. If you cannot keep up with the cost of living around you, you're in a recession. If it seems like it's ballooning out of control and you're stressed the hell out, that was me in 2008. That was me in 2008, right after 2007. That was me in 2004. That was me in 2016 when I lost my job from a venture capital firm that couldn't get any more venture capital. It was drying up in 2016, y'all. Companies were pulling back in 2016, and I felt it. I got laid off. It was before that, but I felt it in 2015. I got laid off in 2016, May, early. So I know innately what's going to happen because I already seen it. The money's already dried out in venture capital world, so unicorns going bye-bye. Now, these companies that, like the ones I worked at, are riding with debt and are holding on to a shoestring. So the Fed cannot raise interest rates the way they want because they know that these vampire shell companies are on the edge of implosion. So they're trying to get everybody bailed out as far as who's important to them. Insider sellers. in the news. Let's go to tools. Let's sort it by the past week since we haven't done this. The 7 hours ago, insiders just sold some shares. Bang. One Belden Inc. reduced there 2 days ago. Therapeutics inside 6.2. Multiple. Let's just do 24 hours. Even if we haven't done this for a week, let's just do the last 24 hours. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Here's CSPI. Sold a Bank Corp. East West Bank Corp. Sold. Cap declines. Baba, who just sold 1.4 million of stock that 19 hours ago. So why I do this? Why do I keep doing this with y'all? I want y'all to understand something. Every time these insiders are selling, they're not. Where are they selling, y'all? When I told you why I made that video about I hate this economy, I made that video is because I realized this economy sucks at this point. January was the last top was right at the Christmas rally, right? Then you got your top people that took their money and threw it into this little pumpage that happened in January. And since that time, it can't get anywhere back to these levels. We have lower lows. Now, these last 2 months, this is the ugliest shakeout time right here, because look at all the money that's been flooding in and out, buying. And now, think about it this way. Let's look at this. Let's think of this as a level in time, all right? What I mean is, if you look at this right here, this candle and the wick that's on this candle, the wick is up here, the wick's up here, down here, right? So it's touched all the way up here and it's touched all the way up here. This is all the buying that happened. It went to these high of highs, it went to this low of lows, and it settled right here. That is what we call a spinning top. That means it's confused. You're fighting, whether you don't know if you want to go up, you don't want to go down, but you know at the end of this, it's going to snap one way or the other, and it snapped. It snapped to the downside. Why? There's no more money. There's no more stimmies for Timmy to prop it up. So it snaps down. Now we have this rally. People still had money in their pocket. Hedge funds are still hedge funds that still are run by idiots. And some of these people really, truly believed we were done until the Fed chairman came out this week and shook their soul again. And no, let's rein this back in. And y'all saw them numbers and you were still okay. Bow, let me put this back in perspective for you. And he did that. And the market slammed down. And it ain't done yet. Because again, there's still no stimmies from Timmy. So, and they're insider selling now. They're not insider selling now to think that they're going to buy back up here. We think we're rallying back up here. This was stimmies. This is all stimmy money. We're coming back down, y'all. So, and look at here. Look at on the weekly. MACD. MACD's already showing you, look, and we're gaining momentum. Like, we can do all the day things, and that's why I didn't change out of my position. Why? I didn't change out of my position because the economy ain't changed, and we still, look at the gap. Look at the Willie. The Willie is an early warning sign. Have we crossed? No, we're now still gapping down. And away from it, it's still spreading. We're still getting divergence. This is still a negative sign. Long term, it didn't go back up. No, it's gone back down. This, look, the VIX, negative, up, high, spreading. We're not, this is on the weekly, y'all. This don't move fast. This is the overall overarching theme of the economy right now. Boom. Look at this. This is the monthly. I want you to look at the strength and now the weakness. Where are we heading? What did I tell you about the Willie? The Willie is an early warning system, right? Boom. It's already negative. Though you don't see it here, and though you can see it's converging here. And this is on the monthly. You don't think that that's going to be real negative when it crosses? I showed you these lines. I've shown you what they look like when they play in the 2-hour charts, when these lines cross and they break to the downside. what happens when you look down here and I say when this level crosses, look, it crossed here on the Willy. Let me get this down. Boom. Let me zoom this in and let me spread that right there. Let me spread this out. That's what she said. Boom, right? Bow. So now on the 2 hour, right? I'm going under where robots play at the 4, right? Boom. We're gonna go high frequency, a little more higher frequency, right? On the 2 hour. Boom. The minute that line crossed, look what happens. Bow, it breaks. We see that look here. When did we see, like, before we even cross there to think that we're going to break to the downside, what do I see right here? I have an early warning sign with the Willy crossing into negative. Bow. Before here, right here, it was crossing. So here, we're getting ready to cross. Bow, we've already crossed. Early warning sign. Then here, we cross. Right up here. Bow, we fall down. We had already, like here, we had crossed to the negative here. So that gave you more, and it just spread the velocity out. When you go to the 6 hour, it plays the same. We crossed here, clip, 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 early warning system right here. There it was right there. Clip. And now we're getting ready to go negative. We go to the 12 hour. Again, we cross negative here, just started. Crossing into negative on the VIX. Do you see that there is as we're moving into time, moving back weekly, we're getting more past, we're putting more of the past data in. You can now see we're getting weakness now. We now have an early warning sign here, hence the drop there. We've crossed negative on the VIX, and this hasn't crossed yet. You know what happens when this crosses. Boom. I show you these things because I want you to understand. This is the S&P 500. This is where all of the assets are sitting at. Most of the index is right here. 500. Major assets right here. And the negative volatility is already showing its rearing its ugly head. And if we go to the monthly, we're already negative, and we're building strength on a monthly level. And we've got this little line right here that's scaring the bejesus out of people. So just understand, whatever they're getting ready to do, however this is going to play out, our goal is what? Earning. How do you earn? To your ports. What's your port of entry, port of exit? What is your service that leads to the outports of your Shopify? I don't want to say Shopify. Your PayPal, your Venmo, your Coinbase, your whatever. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, my peoples. I want you to bless y'all. Have a happy Sabbath. Y'all stay safe out on these streets. And I'm going to holler at you later. Peace out.